Keep your hands off your face.
Okay, Stephen, we're all set.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. So with that, if we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance here. I pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of
of
America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
with
liberty
liberty and justice for all.
for all. All right, thank you very much, everyone. We will call the meeting to order at 7:10. It's always difficult to try and time out the pledge with everyone different timing sound-wise and all that. So I appreciate us doing that. So with that, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Juan Crooks,
Here,
Benedetti,
present.
Cabell Watton,
Present.
LaFever,
Here.
Pate,
here,
Perugi,
Virtually here.
Rizeppa,
Here.
quorum present, Mayor Rizeppa.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Next on the agenda, we have the minute approval for the April 13th, 2020 meeting.
I would so move.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Benedetti,
Yes.
Cabell Watton,
Yes.
LaFever,
Yes.
Pate,
Yes,
Perugi,
Yes.
Rizeppa,
Yes.
Juan Crooks.
yes,
Motion carries, Mayor Rizeppa.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So next up, moving down the line on the agenda, do we have a public comment regarding items on the agenda? Specifically, again, for items on the agenda, for anyone that may want to speak, please direct all questions through me, the chair. Begin with your name and address, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak specifically on
Our front doors are the front lines of defense. Staying home is the best way to stop the spread because just one infected person can give it to.
Okay. No one raised their hand, and I did unmute everybody for a moment. So I believe we can proceed.
Great. Yep. Thank you very much. And do you mind unmuting council if they want to unmute themselves or whatever too? So I do appreciate that. So moving right down the agenda, very light today, we have an agenda item from the city controller. Madam Controller, would you like to speak, please?
Thank you, Mayor. So before you, you have an installment purchase agreement with First Merchants Bank to finance the purchase of the VM8 commercial chassis fire truck. The bond council did prepare the resolution and all the accompanying documents.
okay, I would so move.
Support.
Has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilman Cabell-Watton.
I just would like to point out as we move towards, or as we're in budgets and we move towards looking at finances, not only this year, but in the next couple of years, the financing on this truck is over the 10-year course, which I don't disagree with it, but it's just the reality of it. It's about $48,000 in financing over the 10 years. And I think it sounds like we do have a plan to start outright purchasing equipment versus financing it, but that's something that I would support as far as cost savings, and $50,000 could be a pretty nice down payment on an employee or a new head around the city. So just kind of as an FYI, I understand they're different subsections, and one's capital and one's labor, but whatnot. It's $50,000 over 10 years that we could be spending on something else. So, but I do support it.
Great. Yeah. And I thank you for that too. And as you made mention of there, talking with Chief Creech from the fire department, that was something that we discussed during his budget. And in my proposed budget, we do have $50,000 as a proverbial seed money to start a sort of capital equipment fund in that department, and hopefully angling other departments towards that as well, because I think that this more we can plan for those things long term, the less shock we feel when we do have to actually bite the bullet and look at those price tags and whatnot, that if we that's stashed away in advance. So yeah, no, I certainly appreciate your comments there. And that's something that I think that we have a good opportunity to get the ball rolling on here too.
Good. Thank you.
Yep. No, thank you. Any other questions, comments from council?
Nope.
Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Cablewatten,
Yes.
LaFever,
Yes.
Pate,
Yes.
Perugi,
Yes.
Rezeppa,
Yes.
Von Crooks,
Yes.
Benedetti.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mayor Rezeppa.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Next item on the agenda, we have from our IT administrator, City Hall Wi-Fi. Teresa, if you wouldn't mind taking this one.
Sure, thank you. This is a request to replace the Wi-Fi at City Hall. We have an attached quote from our vendor, Point Communications Group, in the amount of $8,211.50. Asking to waive the bidding process in the best interest for the city and grant permission to Point Communication Group to proceed with the install.
So moved.
Monies are available.
Support.
It has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion from council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
LaFever,
Yes.
Pate,
Yes.
Perugi,
Yes.
Rezeppa,
Yes.
Von Crooks,
Yes.
Benedetti,
Yes.
Cablewatten.
Yes.
Motion carried, Mayor Rezeppa.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Were there any late communications tonight, Madam Clerk?
No, we do not have any late communications.
All right, thank you very much. So next up, we will have items L and M, disbursements and statements, and then reports. I will defer to our Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Benedetti.
Thank you, Mayor Rezeppa. Make a motion to approve authorized disbursements for April 27th, 2020 in the amount of $122,794.12.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Pate,
Yes.
Perugi,
Yes.
Rezeppa,
Yes.
Von Crooks,
Yes.
Benedetti,
Yes.
Cablewatten,
Yes.
LaFever.
Yes.
Motion carried, Mayor Rezeppa.
Thank you very much.
Make a
All right,
motion to authorize the ACH transactions dated March 2020, the amount of $910,528.30.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Perugi,
Yes.
Rezeppa,
Yes.
Von Crooks,
Yes.
Benedetti,
Yes.
Cablewatten,
Yes.
LaFever,
Yes.
Pate.
Yes.
Motion carried, Mayor Rezeppa.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'd like to receive and place on file the financial summary dated March 31st, 2020, schedule of investments and cash on hand dated March 31st, 2020, Recreation Commission minutes dated March 11th, 2020, Fire Department monthly report dated March 2020, and the Police Department monthly report dated March 2020.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion from council?
Yes, oh shoot, I lost I'm not sure where I'm at right now, but I did notice that one of the items in the cash on hand investments was at 25.05%. Is that within the margin of error of where that needs to be? I think it's supposed to be at 25%.
So we have a few things that had to be paid out. So a lot of it is cash that we had to, just the checks would go the next month.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Mayor.
Yes, Councilman LaFever.
Yeah, on the police department overtime report, I noticed we had like $15,000 for March versus 8,000 last year. What caused all the additional overtime this year versus last year?
So I will defer to Director Voss and Chief Scheffler, who are on here to speak to that directly.
Sure, that's because of last March there were 2 pay periods. This March there were 3 pay periods.
Perfect. Pretty easy answer. Good job. Thank you.
Good. Anything else, Councilman LaFever?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Any further questions from council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Brizeppa,
Yes.
Von Crooks,
Yes.
Benedetti,
Yes.
Cabawatton,
Yes.
LaFever,
Yes.
Pate,
Yes.
Perugi.
Yes.
Motion carried, Mayor Brizeppa.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So next up, we've got other council business here. So we'll move right along to that. I will be actually very brief. I did want to just give an update to everyone as it relates to COVID-19. So far, even including today's update, which as today's report showed us was 0 new positive cases and 0 deaths today. So that was a nice welcome reprieve there. In the city of Trenton, that is, I should clarify. We have had 121 confirmations of positive tests, along with 8 fatalities because of this. Governor's extension of the stay-at-home order being through May 15th now, that will be applicable to city facilities as well as we slowly start to ramp up and reopen a little bit here and get things back to some semblance of normal. That being said, that we're still going to do all the business that we need to do with the city and continue to get the ball rolling on that. I think now that the grass cutting situation has come to a pass, I'm no longer getting those inquiries. But the number one thing right now that I am probably hearing from residents is about the transfer station. Unfortunately, I was able to talk to Scott Church this afternoon and Kevin Sargent about 10 to 15 minutes before this meeting started here. And we do think that we did get confirmation that because for the longest time, the recycling facility that we took our recyclables to was also closed, but that has reopened. So we are, and hopefully by next Monday's meeting, we'll have some firm dates that we will be able to, on a limited basis, it may not be at the transfer station, but maybe in some other location in the city that we can have the recycling bin set up even for a limited amount of time with an attendant there just to make sure people aren't putting the garbage in there and other things of that nature. But so I hope we did make some good progress on that in the last few days and weeks here and hope to have something definitive for next week as well that we'll be able to give folks for where they can take the recyclables, because I know everyone's recycling and trash and all that fun stuff's starting to pile up. So that is all I had on that front. And I did want to give a thank you. I know we talked about it at the beginning, but it was before the meeting formally started, to Councilwoman Tate and Elliott's Bakery for helping put together the baskets that we got out to city employees. So that was very much appreciated, certainly from all of us, and I'd imagine from the employees as well, too, from the ones that I heard from. So thank you very much for that. Other than that, I don't believe I have anything further this evening, so I will turn it over to the first person on tonight's list is Councilwoman Pate.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Everybody was very responsive and thankful for getting their gift baskets, and they were very appreciative and thankful that we were thinking of them. So thank you for all of your personal donations as well that went out to the workers. And you answered my question about recycling. There were several residents that wanted an update on that. So thank you for working on that for us today. And we'll be looking forward to that update Monday. And just wanted to continue to tell everyone to be patient and stay home and stay safe. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much, Councilperson Pate. Councilperson Cabawatton.
Well, good evening. First, I'd like to thank the members of the police and fire department. They did on these parades, and everybody else involved in them on these parades that they've been doing throughout the city, the drive-bys. I had one on Edsel here last week, and it's quite an impressive display of police and fire equipment out there. So I know the young gentleman that it was for was just ecstatic about it, and I really thank those folks for taking the time out of their day to make a little boy's day. And he even made my son, and it wasn't even for my son, but Connor was out there checking everything out too, so he thought that was cool. So thank you to everybody involved in that. The other thing I wanted to say is happy birthday, Stephen. I guess today is your birthday, so happy birthday to you, or Steve, I should say. And other than that, stay home, stay safe. We continue to push, and we'll get through this all together. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman. Councilwoman Von Crooks.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I just want to echo what Scott just said. Good job. We had one of the police drive-bys by my house today for a neighbor, and I thought that was just great. I found out who it was before the meeting, and I think Rick Benedetti made that happen, and that was a nice thing for our neighbors too. Also, I'm getting some calls from some residents in the Lakewood condominium area. They're inundated so far with coyotes. One of the little dogs was almost killed by coyotes, and they're harboring under the decks of the condos and stuff over there. So I know that in the past, there's not much we've been able to do about this, but is there anything these residents can do? I know some of them are sitting out there worried about their, pets, and, and some of them have called the DNR, and they've said that, if in fact your life or your animal's life is in danger, you could definitely, attempt to shoot them or whatever to get, save your pet or a loved one. But is there anything our city can do, trapping, or is anything we can do to help these residents over on Lakewood? And that probably is a direct question to the birthday boy, Director Voss.
You beat me to it, but yeah, I was going to say that same thing. Yeah, Director Voss, or Chief Scheffler, if you've got any insight onto what we may be able to do, whether it be us for residents or tips we might be able to give residents, or advice that might be able to, if there's anything that you guys have.
Sure.
I know coyotes are tricky.
Sure, Mayor. Yeah, we do have information on our website, the police department website, which is, on the city website regarding Coyote Awareness. We are aware of the problem. Animal Control is aware of the problem. We've tried to trap in the past, and that's literally impossible. They're too smart for that.
Right.
But what we tell people is they still are scared of humans. For the most part, they should be scared of you. So make as much noise as you can if you see one of them to try to get them to run away. The DNR has actually told us in the past that they're smart enough that if you have an airsoft pellet gun, which won't kill them or hurt them, it'll just scare them, and they'll run off, and they probably won't come back to that area. They've also
With an air pellet gun?
Yeah, just the airsoft guns,
right,
not the actual pellet guns. But another thing they'll tell you is that a lot of it's brought on by feeding of the birds. The bird food falling on the ground, which brings the mice, which brings the small rodents, which then in turn brings the coyotes.
Yeah, because they're finding dead possums all over the place and different rodents, and they're killing them, but they're not really even eating them.
Right, and that's they don't. We will try to take care of the problem as best we can over there. If we do have one that we know for sure, is attacking the dogs, we have permission to take that out.
Right.
But they're extremely intelligent, and they're tough, and without people being out and about like normal, they'll probably continue to be a little bit of a problem for the next, I'd say, a month or two.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. I just wanted to ask what they could do, so I'll contact them and let them know. Look at the website, and also, like you said, the soft air gun.
Yep,
okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing exciting going on. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman.
Oh, wait, one more. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Mayor.
sure.
Have they decided anything yet about the street fair? I know you said they
So
were going
I
to meet May
will
1st.
say, I know we had spoke on Friday. I will, Joanne, I believe you're on. Let me see here.
Yes, Mayor. So the festival committee has a meeting scheduled for Friday, and they will be discussing that and making a decision, and we will notify by you as soon as their recommendation is made. But they do have a meeting scheduled for Friday.
Okay, because it seems like there's so many things in other cities and around us that are canceling, and Wyandotte is canceling theirs, and I just wondered, what, if they made a decision sooner than Friday. I didn't know, so that's all. If they're waiting till then, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that we'll get the kind of definitive word, but I mean, if we're being honest, all signs pointing towards cancellation here. I think that,
You think?
yeah.
Yeah.
That coupled with every other community around us having to cancel theirs, and who knows what the world will look like in 2 months at this rate. So
Right.
it's unfortunate. It's my favorite thing every year, but normal is going to not be normal for a long time, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get some continued limitations on big crowds and things of that nature too for a bit.
Right. That's what I kind of figured.
Is
I
what
know.
it is.
It is. Okay, thank you so much. I'm done.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. Next up, Mayor Pro Tem Benedetti.
Okay, first I'd like to start out with, like Councilmember Cabawat said, really want to thank the police and fire departments for all that they do. I know they've done a couple of them that I know of, but I also see all the stuff being posted by people, and that is awesome. I know they're busy doing other stuff, and I think it's great to let the residents know that we want to be part of them staying home, staying safe, and showing our appreciation for that by the guys driving by and doing those things. Secondly, I'm not sure if Ms. Devitt could do what I asked earlier. Is it possible to put that up there, Debbie, or no?
Sure.
And while she's doing that,
now?
pardon?
One moment. Let me switch screens here for you.
Okay. Well, while she's doing that, I will say that. So if anybody else has them, send them to me. But the picture I'm hoping Debbie can put up there, that young lady is the daughter of Lee and Bill Smith. Bill Smith is a former firefighter here in Trenton, retired as a captain. And the day after the stay-home order was put in place, she was supposed to sign her letter of intent to go row at, of course, Michigan State. So Bill and I talked and how upset she was that she accomplished something, and now some of the public gets to see that. And I think we have to remember that the seniors, some of these other kids graduating from college, the high schoolers, even the grade schoolers, they are having a difficult time with this. They want to see their friends. They want people to know what they've accomplished. And we've all been there. Graduating high school is an accomplishment, trust me. Graduating college is a bigger accomplishment for some people. So I just want to give a shout out to Bill and Lee on a great job on raising Jessie. And Jessie will do fine at Michigan State. I'm sure people would have liked to see her go to Michigan or Notre Dame. But hey, Bill's a Michigan State fan, so we have to deal with that every day. So I just want to say congratulations to her. And like I said, if other people have them, send them to me. We'll get them out there. I think we need to do this till we can get back and start recognizing these people on a public meeting and bring them down to council meeting.
That's great. I sorry not to interrupt there, but that's awesome, Rick. I actually saw Bill probably about a week or so ago. I was out taking a walk in the evening, and I did not know, or else I'd have congratulated him. But obviously, the caveat being that she chose the wrong school, unfortunately. So,
yeah. Well, the thing is,
too much there, though. It's quite the accomplishment.
Whoa, wait a second.
Hey, we're not done yet, Steve. Just be quiet. Just because it's your birthday doesn't mean you get to interrupt. The other Steve, not the mayor.
Oh no, I understand.
Yeah, we would try to meet once a month and keep up on what the families were doing for the retirees. Besides that, I don't have anything. I think it's awesome that things are moving along. I will say that we probably need to pick some days, but yes, we need to wait and see how we could do a group meeting in a building to work on the budget. I just don't know What rules will be in place there, Stephen, to get other people in there? Because I know, you watched the budget meeting we did on Zoom a couple weeks ago. We get just as good a turnout for those, if not better sometimes than the council meetings publicly when we're in a room. So we have to figure out how to do that.
Mayor Pro Tem, may I suggest?
Sure.
Do we have access to the high school? Use their auditorium.
I don't know. Could we do that, Stephen?
As long as it remains a public meeting, I don't see why not. I mean, certainly an opportunity, and like you said too, that certainly is an option that we can explore. At this point, no idea is a dumb idea. Like for unprecedented times, all ears for any of it. Because we're gonna have to find a way. As much as I love seeing everyone like this, I would much rather do all of this in person. And I think, sooner rather than later, we'll have to figure something out to get us back in. So for, the last couple budget meetings that we may need, potential closed sessions and things like that.
Okay.
The Trenton Theater more appropriate.
Oh, that's true too. We would fit in there too. So yeah.
They're a lot cheaper.
Well, hopefully we can work a deal with anybody on that.
What about our own city hall? What about our own auditorium?
But we don't have enough spacing for us.
No, I mean, we don't have to sit behind our desk, but sit in the audience type thing.
Yeah, that's probably an option as well. And same field center, even if we were spaced out enough at the front of the room or something like that and had seats up that they were far enough apart. We'll keep everyone posted because, I mean, frankly, a lot of this is, even though it's only 3 weeks away until the stay-at-home order is lifted, we don't know what's going to happen in that 3 weeks. So we got
exactly
for every sort of situation.
Right. Okay. Well, just putting it out there because even after that, we only have like 2 to 3 weeks to get the budget done.
Yep.
So we have to get working.
Absolutely.
Besides that, I have nothing else. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilman LaFever, do you have anything for us this evening?
Just a couple of things. I said you mentioned about the flag in front of City Hall.
Yes, I got your voicemail there, and I had shot that over as, I think, Scott, I believe that you're on. I sent that over to Scott too, just to see what we had stock-wise and what we needed to do to go about getting that replaced.
You can't replace it, you should take it down.
We're able to get that taken care of today, or
okay. And the second thing was I want to also congratulate Stephen Voss. And I want to thank Dean Creech for painting his face for him. He looked really good with that face painting. And those balloons he brought for Steve, it was very nice. And all the fire police trucks, it was awesome. So I did a good job with that. And the last thing is I'm really happy. I talked to all my friends in different cities and watched the news. Everybody's worried about finances except for the city of Trenton. So I congratulate the administration for assuring us we're going to be fine while everybody else is hurting. So that's good news to the city of Trenton. Other than that, we'll hang in there.
Right.
thank you. I think we'll talk about that in a second here when we go on to our department heads, because Mrs. Saul does have sort of an update on that. So interesting way to go about that. But thank you, Councilman LaFever. So Councilman Peruggi.
Yes, just one item. I'd just like to thank Wendy for organizing and orchestrating the delivery of the baked goods to those appropriate people. It was a very thoughtful and kind idea, and I'm grateful that you were able to do that, and I want to say thanks. Outside of that, Mayor, I have nothing else.
Great. Thank you very much, Councilman Peruggi. Appreciate that. So next up, we'll have Madam Clerk. Do you have anything for us this evening?
I'd like to just mention our next virtual council meeting via Zoom will be on Monday, May 4th at 7 p.m. And I'd also like to wish Director Voss a happy birthday.
Great. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Our Assessor, John Dahlquist, do you have anything for us this evening? You're on mute if you were trying to speak, John.
Trying unmuted. Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
okay, thank you.
can.
No, I have nothing. I have nothing else tonight. I have nothing for tonight, Mayor Rusepa. But I did want to say that Police Superintendent Voss shares the same birthday as my older brother Bill. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the both of them. There you go. Great, thank you very much. Our treasurer, Mike McCullough.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Treasurer. We'll turn it over now to any department heads. Do we have any department heads wishing to speak? All right, Mrs. Saul, see you unmuted yourself.
Yes, is that okay if I can go now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Bill, we're all concerned about the budget and our finances. I did attend or listen to a few webinars today from the state, and there is a meeting for state revenue estimating on May 15th, which may give us a little better idea, although I doubt it. It is a fact. We will have to pass this budget with some modifications, and we will have to amend things later. I think I said that at both other meetings. So currently, the part of our state shared revenue that is based on sales tax is $1.7 million. That is the part that will probably decrease. By what percent? I'm not sure. Not 50%, but somewhere a little bit less than that, I would say. I'm sure once that meeting happens, I'll have better information. I have emailed or talked to each of the department heads to provide me with what they know will change in their budget. And when I get that information from them, it will be on the tick list. So then we can decide if that is to your liking. So yes, we're definitely all very concerned.
Did you have any follow-up questions, Councilman LaFever?
No, that's fine. I just want to make sure we're following it. It's going to be the road tax will be way down. All those things. The revenue's been way down.
Yep.
So
I mean, I think it's.
Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that we don't know what the number we're gonna lose is, but it's very safe to say it will be well into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's just for general fund. That doesn't even include the Act 51 money that we're definitely gonna lose from that as well too.
So what I was going to say about the Act 51 money, yes, that will be less. That will directly impact the amount of capital improvements we do to the streets around the city. It is a fund, those two funds, the major and local street funds, Bill Hogan does take a very close look at and is in constant, probably quarterly, in contact with me about how much money there is left to spend. So we will be on top of that.
Thank you very much. Did anyone have any questions from the council for the controller at all? Just figured we'd let that open. If not, any other department heads wish to speak?
Real quick.
Oh, yep. Oh, okay, sorry. Yep, Councilwoman Pate, go ahead.
That's okay. It's all delayed. I just wanted to mention that I heard from Karen today on that as well, and I thank you for watching those webinars and staying up to date on those. And I did email something from SEMCOG to everybody today. So if you wanted to check your email, it's some informational items on why the impact on the state revenues and how it will trickle down to the local governments and what to expect. So gives you a good history and, pros and cons to this next budget.
Great. Thank you very much, Councilwoman Pate. I appreciate that. Any other department heads wishing to speak?
I believe Joanne Gagne has her hand raised.
Oh, okay. Yep, Joanne, if you mute there. Oh, you're on mute, Joanne. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
I just wanted to share that we are still trying to engage the community virtually, and we just started today an at-home gardening 101 event on Facebook, which is going to last for the next, throughout the growing season. So we invite you to take a look at that and join that event. We're going to be spending some more time at home, and perfect time to get out in your yards and plant your garden. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Joanne. Appreciate that. Any other department heads? Last call. Going once, going twice. No hands up, Madam Clerk?
No hands raised.
All right, great. Well, we'll move on then to the public comment portion of the meeting. Anyone from the public wishing to speak, please begin with your name and address. All questions through me, the chair, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Anyone from the public that wishes to speak, either yourself or use the depth feature, and I'll have the clerk call on you there.
And fast, reliable, secure internet from Xfinity can help. We have plans to fit everybody.
Anyone from the public?
All points. We'll ship you a self-install kit that makes setup quick, safe.
Nope, everyone is unmuted. I don't hear anyone. Does anyone have their hands up, Madam?
There are no hands raised.
All righty, thank you very much. So with that, we've got council muted here again too. So any of them that need to unmute themselves, just be aware of that, just if you do have anything. But with no members of the public wishing to speak, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion on the motion? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Von Crooks? Oh, hang on a second. Let me see if I can unmute Timber.
There you go. Oop, muted again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now, Timber.
Okay, yes, I said yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Benedetti?
Yes.
Kabawadden?
Yes.
LaFever?
Looks like he's muted.
Oops. LaFever?
Yes.
Pate?
Yes.
Perugi?
Yes.
Rizeppa?
Yes.
Motion carried, Mayor Rizeppa.
All right. Thank you all very much. And we will see you virtually again next Monday at 7 o'clock. So have a good week, everybody. Take care and stay safe.
You too, Mayor. You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye, honey.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.